Good morning, fam. It's your boy Harvey. I'm sitting here thinking, right, about back in the day. I remember I had chronic severe pain, right, in my shin, right. I had a flare up from a disease I had decades ago in a different part of my body, right? It was affecting my shin, in my lower leg. But considering my drug history, right? My Dope-fiend drug history, I went to the hospital, right? Speaking about my pain, right? And they didn't really take me serious. It was like a situation where as though the chickens came home to roost. Okay, I've been getting high off of, narcotics, recreational drugs, for a good part of my life, right? So when it came to the point, right, where as though pharmaceutical narcotics would have been something that one might consider, for a person that's, got legit chronic pain, right? Even so, right? Come to find out, right, my disease had flared up in a different part of my body, right? And narcotics, I don't know if it would have helped it, but I don't think it would have helped it, considering my drug history, right? But anyway, I got prescribed other medicine, once I seen my specialist years later, right? But I had to be in chronic pain, mental, physical, depreciating, chronic pain. It was progressive, getting worse and worse every day, right? And I had to, lay there in chronic pain, I mean, real bad pain, right? It was debilitating pain. But yeah, my point is, I was so far gone, in my addiction, I was doing pharmaceutical drugs and other drugs, cocaine, raw dope, heroin, whatever, right? I was doing all these drugs before I had caught a bit, right? But while I was doing these drugs, I was having flare-ups with the chronic pain, and I didn't really know what it was coming from, right? So after I got the drugs out my system, right, I was still having this chronic pain, right? And I didn't know why, right? I didn't know why I was still having this chronic pain. I didn't know why I was even having it, but I could feel it even when I was getting high, right, off of all these, drugs. The pain medicine, all that, these drugs, they basically pain medicine, and they wasn't working then. So when I went to the hospital, I wasn't going there really trying to get no pain medicine, really, right? That wasn't the situation, because I already knew that wasn't working anyway. I was just trying to figure out what was wrong with me and what can be done, and I was letting them know my history, my sicknesses and my history, right? And it just took them about a few years to send me to see my specialist, for my rare disease, right? Because that was the problem, right? So, eventually I got the medication that I was supposed to get, which is not a narcotic, to help my disease some, right? So it wouldn't be as bad on me as it was. And then my health started to improve some, right? But I still had to deal with arthritis, in my knees and things, right? But the other chronic pain, it somewhat went away after the years, after probably about 5 or 6 years, right? But yeah, pharmaceutical narcotics can help a person, it can help some drug addicts, right? That's messing with narcotics, right? If they intelligent, right, and know how to get on and wean off, right? But back in the day, when I was in active addiction, no, that wouldn't have been, that wouldn't have been nothing that could have helped me, But after going through trial and error, and I understand little things a little better today, right? God forbid if I was in a situation, I think I would know how to, deal with it and, be mature about it and wean off of it, right? Being as though I know how to use my mind and my intellect these days, right? But yeah, sometimes, right, it might not be good for a drug addict, you know what I mean, that deal with that type of medicine, right? If they ain't got their mind right and don't know how to heal themselves, right? Through the power of all those suggestion, and things like that, and God's blessing. All right, man, I just wanted to talk a little bit about chronic pain back in the day when I was a dope fiend.